they will currently not answer questions on the immigration status of prisoners. So we're not allowed to know how many of the prisoners are illegal, even though we do know, we think there's 10,400 foreign nationals in the prison.
Yeah, but that's not the same as illegal immigrants.
No, it's not the same as illegal immigrants, you're right, or immigrants, you're right.
Yeah.
They do not collect now nationality or immigration data on those who are arrested.
Of course they don't, because they saw the arrow and the graph and they went, stop recording this. Jesus, don't record this anymore. That's why.
So what does that mean then? We are not allowed, or we actually cannot find out what percentage of crime is committed by immigrants.
The Home Office, any government department, is not allowed to withhold information from the public. So what did they do?
Stop collecting it.
Stop collecting it.
Oh, I see. So they don't want that information out there.
We've done nothing wrong now, have we?
Yeah.
You've asked for it.
Yeah, it's not that we can't.
We haven't got it.
Yeah, we give it to you if we could, but we've stopped recording that information now. So we've said to the coppers, don't record the immigration status of anybody you arrest from now on.
Yeah.
That can't be right, can it?
No. It's underhand fraud, and they need to be pulled up on this. But again, governments don't want this being reported either, because that will just give them a problem.
But we've talked about this because there are some countries in the EU that do record this data.
Sure
I think Germany. I think we've covered this data before, and the percentage of crime carried out by immigrants was phenomenally high, enormous. I think it was Paris we were talking about.
Again, that's not the same as illegal immigrants.
Right. Okay.
So,
No, I think it's just talking about immigrants here, immigration, people who've been immigrants. Crime. It's talking about crime, immigration data on people who've been arrested, because the Home Office is responsible for that as well.
Yeah.
The Home Office will now not reveal how much it is spending on hotel accommodation for migrants. I didn't know that. Is that a new one? Because we knew that data.
It is a new one. The last thing I heard was 7
million a year, a day.
Yeah, yes. 7-8 billion a year was the last figure I saw. And then suddenly they're not telling us anymore. So we know which way that graph's gone, don't we? We know which way that graph's gone.
The Home Office has also said it doesn't know how much it spends on refugee loans. I don't know what refugee loans are. I presume that's money they're giving to refugees to get housing, whatever it might be.
So refugees are not entitled to public funds. So what did they do? They create a new thing called loans. And we give you loans with no expectation of them ever being paid
Oh, I
back.
see.
But we're not allowed to give you public funds.
So it's not grant, it's a loan.
It's a loan.
But you're never going to pay it back, mate.
Absolutely. And the reason why they won't want to tell you how much that is, again, because they've seen the graph.
They're now actually hiding information about the cost of furnishing flats for asylum seekers. So information is requested for 346 flats that were refurbished in Hampshire for asylum seekers. This is the 83,000 we were talking about before, who've come from everywhere but trouble spots. It's now not available under the Freedom of Information Act. I don't know how the hell they've got away with that.
There'll be caveats. There'll be caveats within the Freedom of Information Act if it breaches state secrets, if it will put someone in harm, so they've looked at that and went, we can get away with it on this one. So they're doing up those flats for asylum seekers, and they don't want to tell us why. Same answer. They've seen the graph and went, the people will go mental.
Two more. The Department of Work and Pensions has stopped publishing data on welfare claims by nationality.
Again, because of the graph. The government is last couple of governments have been absolutely terrified on all these figures. And we're finally, I'm not sure when they started, it probably started under the Tories, but they've said stop recording all this because you keep recording it gives us a problem we cannot solve. We'd rather just not have the problem.
And finally, HMRC have stopped publishing tax paid and tax credits received by nationality. I mean, this is scandalous.
So we know the answers, don't we?
Yes.
We all know the answers, otherwise they wouldn't be doing it.
I mean, this is scandalous, isn't it, really, that this is happening. I have got one bit of data which might be useful for our listeners to understand maybe some of this. Apparently 70% of Muslim women in the UK are unemployed versus 27% of Christian women. or English women,
Yeah.
whatever it might be. So that's one bit of data. So
Yeah.
maybe that then explains why they're not publishing data on tax paid by nationality, because it will show a disproportionate amount of less tax paid by certain races, creeds. And
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it will. I also don't think that stat is actually a bad thing, because mothers should be at home looking after children. Not they should be.
Yeah.
You will get better children.
Yes.
You'll get a better society.
Yeah.
So, there's certain things, even though I think this is the greatest country ever to exist, there's still certain things we can learn from other cultures and other countries. And having mothers at home raising children and being there for them will always pay dividends to a society. Unless they raise some of those nutcases who blow us up and stab teenagers to death. But they're only a very small percentage.
But we have talked about in the past the problem within the Pakistani community of marrying close relatives.
First cousins, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that causes, we know, levels, I think you told me the levels of birth defects amongst...
50% of all severely disabled children born in this country are Pakistani first marriage children.
Yes.
50%.
Yes. But so
Costing us billions.
maybe that's why the mothers have got to stay at home.
It'll be part of it. Yeah. Again, they're also staying at home because, again, another thing I like about some of the immigrant communities is they look after their own old people. They don't, most of them don't stick them in homes. So, but hiding the information isn't the answer, because then is a great breeding ground for false information and conspiracy theories. So let's have the information, and then we can explain that's good, that's bad.
But I think this is part of the sustained attack, though, on the endemic British population, isn't it?
We're not allowed to know. And the reason why we're not allowed to know is because deep down inside, I've said it before, they're scared of us. Starmer was scared of us at the Southport riots. Why he came down with a heavy iron glove. They're scared of us. If we can just understand that they're scared of us and we can mobilise, we can make them do basically what we want them to do. We just don't know we're powerful.
Yes.
They've convinced us we're weak, we're pathetic, we're stupid, there's nothing we can do. Don't even bother voting, nothing changes.
Yeah.
All that's a trick they've played on us because they're terrified of us. Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers, I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.